lovelies, it's Lex, and I have another two-part speed build for you here. So this is a recreation of one of my good friends when I was growing up, her parents' house. It's not exactly how it actually is because I'm not actually able to build it the way that it actually is, but it's pretty close. The only thing that we're really missing is the garage area because they had one of those houses where their garage was above ground and their basement was connected to their garage, but their garage was actually below ground because their yard was quite hilly. It wasn't flat like this. So actually what would happen with their house is whenever you were going up to the front door, you had to walk up quite a few flights of stairs to actually be able to get up into their house. But I've done a couple houses that way before where the basement is actually just on ground level, and then I just had a set of stairs that go up into the house, and I kind of just covered what would be the basement floor that wasn't actually underground as a basement with trees to kind of make it look like it was still underground. It's goofy. I really wish that we had the terrain tool. If we had the terrain tool, I could have done this a lot more properly here. But since I did this in two separate builds, it was kind of just to save some time for us here. So this first build is going to be just the general layout of the house, a little bit of landscaping, and like putting in the flooring and the lights, wall coloring, and that kind of thing. And the second part of this build will be the actual furnishing of the house. But I always really liked the layout of their house. It was nice, kind of like loop around, one of those houses that's kind of like a very open floor plan. You can just kind of loop around on the inside here. It is 4 bedrooms. She has an younger sister and a younger brother. So she was actually able to be lucky enough that nobody had to share a room. And if I had to share a room, I would go absolutely crazy. And I think that I would totally have hated it. So it also worked out because her younger brother is actually 13 years younger than her. So it was really nice that she never had to share a room with her younger baby brother. That would have been pretty terrible. But it is a 3-bedroom. I'm sorry, I lied. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. The other bathroom ends up being in the basement as well. Their house was always really neat to me because they had it set up so that like their basement had kind of like it was almost kind of just like a giant playroom in their basement, which was always really nice. And they had like a slip and slide and all sorts of stuff that I didn't have. So like I loved going over there, and she loved to come into my house because we had stuff that she didn't have. So it worked out really well that like it was always nice to spend time at each other's houses. So that porch that's on the side there, if I was able to build the house correctly, the way that it actually is, that porch would be sitting on top of their garage. Because like I said, their garage was above ground, but their basement was below ground. So the house actually sits up a lot higher than it really is. The roof is not the way that the roofing of the house is. I could not remember exactly what their roof like, so I just kind of went with whatever looked acceptable. And their parents' bathroom, which is off of the very front of the house there, that's not actually like where it was. The house is positioned a little bit differently than it really is. They had yard to the left here where like that porch is, but they also had a ton of yard to the right of their house. There was a big field right to the right of their house, and there was also a giant field behind the house because they had a farm that was on either side of their house. So their yard is actually much larger than this is as well. But I thought it worked out pretty decent for the amount of space that I allotted myself. I could have done this on a much larger lot to have the yards actually be spaced out the way that they are, but I wasn't too worried about it because they didn't really do a whole lot with that side of their yard anyway. They just had like farming and plants and things there anyway. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the speed build. Hopefully you are excited for part 2, which is going to be all the furnishing and everything. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please feel free to leave me suggestions in the comments down below for any other builds that you'd like to see, questions that you have about building, or if you have any specific builds that you are looking for, just let me know what you would like down in the comments. And if you would also like to, you can leave me your Sims 4 gallery ID so I can tag you in the room so you can find it. But have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and I will see everybody in the next video.